Welcome back, fuckers. It's a burning barrel. What's up?
Yo, harsh start. Harsh.
I don't even
Coming
care.
in too hard.
Don't
Coming
even
in
care.
Too hard.
I've had a long fucking day, and I am ready to talk some bullshit about why I think Mad Max will be fucking garbage, because everybody has hyped it up so goddamn much. There's no way it can live up to this bar that everybody set it to. People have literally told me this is the best movie they have ever seen. I have heard that from at least 5 people. Most other people say it's one of the better movies in the last couple years, which is a little bit more reasonable. And some people that are the most reasonable say it was just a good time. It's probably going to be one of the better ones this year, though. That's the most reasonable I've heard. But those people that say this is the best movie they've ever fucking seen in their lives, they're hanging a noose around this movie's neck for me, because now my expectation is so high for this.
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking about that. This movie has so much hype. I wonder, can it stand up to it for people who haven't seen it yet?
And then there's people out there being like, yeah, this is a feminist propaganda movie. And I'm just like, that's not at all what I want. And then other people are like, no, this is a feminist propaganda movie. I'm like, I don't care about that. Like, I don't care even if it is, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted this to just be kind of like a weird bloody romp in a post-apocalyptic. I wanted it to be a Mad Max film. That's basically all I wanted it to be. And I think I'm going to get that. But I know I'm not going to get the penultimate movie of all time. So, I don't know. I'm getting more and more pissed off anytime anybody says anything about this movie.
I mean, you're making me not want to talk about it. Because I really like it, but I don't want to talk about it anymore until you see it.
That's fine, because I will have to see it, and then we can talk about stuff without you having to spoil it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you've ever said. I don't think you've ever said this is the best movie of all time.
I never said that. It's true.
Because the people that say that probably have never seen more than 3 movies ever. They've probably seen this, Fargo maybe, and Independence Day. Those are the 3 movies they've ever seen, and this is the best one apparently to them ever.
Also, to make a claim like that, you'd need to sit on it. You can't already have made that decision now if you've seen any number of movies. Things need to marinate.
Yeah. Honestly, that was kind of the problems I was having with this idea of maybe seeing it tonight. I'll get to why I haven't. I was supposed to see it tonight maybe, and then we would talk about it tomorrow. It usually takes me more than just a day to really think about my feelings through something. Especially since tomorrow it would be I see it tonight, I come home and sleep, and then I go to work and not think about it all day, and then when I talk about it again, I'm still in hype mode or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it might be the best to save it. More importantly, I'm pissed off because work went shitty. There's shitty things happening at work. There's shitty people at work, and they aren't doing their job properly, so I could have gone out to see a movie. That being said, I'm okay with it because tomorrow it will be cheaper anyways, so at least I'll save some money. So,
yeah.
At least there's that. But, yeah, and every time I bring it up, people just saying it's the greatest movie ever or whatever just makes me grouchy, and I don't know why. I like that when people like things. I don't like when they are hyperbolic about things.
Yeah, hype can get so annoying on the internet. Just people it's fucking hard.
Well, it gets to that point where oh, you haven't seen Mad Max, you have to go. You have to go right now. It's the best movie ever made. It's now I don't want to go. You ruined a probably great experience for me. Thank you. Thank you for ruining
movies where I just never see them.
Yes.
That happened with The Social Network. Nope. I'm not going to see it. I just haven't seen it.
You don't have to. I'll tell you how it ends. He makes Facebook.
Shit. Wow,
right?
I thought it was about Twitter.
It basically should be. I'm pretty sure the same story happened where a bunch of dudes thought it up and one dude took over the company. I'm sure it happened the same way.
Probably. That's how business happens, right?
Honestly, it is.
Someone else over.
That's kind of why it's not surprising. It's yeah, he fucked over his friend to make money. I would probably do that. Like, why wouldn't you? You're a college kid, and you all of a sudden are able to make millions of dollars. Yeah. Of course. And, like, what are you going to lose? One asshole who said it was his idea as a friend? If he was a friend, he would just stick around anyway. Like, if anything, if he was a real friend, he would just be like, okay, fine, do whatever you want, but you're buying the beer always from now on. Like,
buying all the beer.
That's all you're doing. So good job. You just made everything I ever drink on your tab by screwing me over. Mm. But I'm still going to be around to leech. That's a real friend, a leech.
Huh.
Anyways, okay. This is Burning Barrel Podcast. I'm Paul. With me is Hank.
Hello.
I'm a little bit punchy tonight. I apologize in advance.
I'm not that punchy.
No.
I'm a little punchy about one thing, but I'm not that punchy.
Well, we'll get to that one thing, and then maybe we could be together. But first of all, how was your vacation? You were gone this weekend.
Yeah, it was fun. I was with family, my aunt and uncle, my parents, and my grandmother. And we went to North Shore of Long Island. It was like on the water, but it was kind of too cold. So going in the water mostly involved jumping in the water and then immediately getting
like
out,
running out,
and taking a warm shower, which felt really good.
Mm-hmm.
So it was okay. I was like, this is dumb. Oh, it's over.
Do you have like a cabin there or something? Like, I don't know what this would entail.
Yeah, there were we rented cabins.
Okay.
We usually go to Montauk around this time of the year. But the place where we go in Montauk has been getting too expensive. So
that does not sound like a real place.
It got much cheaper. Montauk played Scrabble earlier in the morning, but mostly I was my dad was watching Taken 2 while I was on the computer or something.
You do love Scrabble.
Scrabble's fun.
Yeah, it's okay. Like I said before, that's one of the games I'm glad they digitalized because I hate fiddling around with little pieces. Like a lot of little pieces.
We had like a travel Scrabble set we were using for really tiny pieces.
Oh no. That sounds so bad. That's a choking hazard. I hope you don't have anybody under the age of 3 around.
It was more the problem with my grandma couldn't see them.
Dude, I don't think I would be able to see them. So understandable.
I have a really small Scrabble set that's basically the size of an envelope.
Okay.
And all the pieces are collar forms.
Cool.
So they're just like plastic that sticks to plastic.
Cool, I guess.
It's kind of annoying to use stuff.
Plastic on plastic.
But it's really small, so it's cool.
I used to have one that was like magnets. Magnets are pretty cool. I like magnets a lot.
I've had chess sets like that, travel chess sets.
Yes. Yeah.
And bet.
I've never had a chess set with magnets that were strong enough so you could actually play it in a bumpy car ride, though. They've always been kind of shitty, the magnets and the chess pieces.
Yeah, for sure. That was the one I had as a kid. Was pretty shitty magnets.
Yeah. Yeah, like the kids. Yeah, it's this little tiny thing that wouldn't even stick to a fridge well.
Yeah.
I don't know why they even bothered.
Because it's magnets, dude. Magnets
How do they work?
I don't know. Magnetic fields.
Okay,
Life is beautiful.
Jokes aside, besides the ICP miracles bullshit and fucking magnets, how do they work? Actually, one day, listening to that song, I was just like, how do they actually work? So I Googled it, and I read so much that I didn't understand, and I got the basic impression that people don't actually know how they work. They just kind of do. So it is kind of a miracle. People understand the basics of magnetism and how this shit works, but they don't really know the core of it's kind of I don't even know how to explain it. They just don't understand the basic concept of why it works. They just know it does and how it does and stuff like that. It's kind of weird.
Welcome to science.
It's weird.
Pretty much how science works.
It is kind of a miracle. Just like music. It's all a feeling. Fills a room from the floor to the ceiling. That's another lyric. Anyway, so you had a good vacation. You played some Scrabble. You talked,
Yeah,
well, you didn't really talk. You listened to us talk and typed furiously in TeamSpeak for a bit.
that was fun.
Yeah. I
I wish you guys was-
I really hate typing on my phone when I'm listening in on TeamSpeak because it's really slow. Like, I wish I could do it
Mm,
from my computer at work because at least I could type fast.
yeah, I was using a laptop.
Yeah. And also, if you want the TeamSpeak app, it costs money, which
Yeah,
is a pain in the ass, but it works well. Like, I
yeah.
found out that most apps where people say this is bullshit doesn't work on my phone on the Play Store are idiots, and they are using way outdated software hardware for what they're trying to use. And that's where all the
Uh,
bad reviews come from, because when I downloaded this, it totally works fine. Like, it
hmm,
sounds better than on the computer somehow.
hmm. Weird.
I don't know why. Makes no sense. I guess a phone is basically made for VoIP, if you think about
It's
it.
true.
So,
It's true.
in theory, it should be better, but the connection wasn't as stable, which is a big
Hmm.
problem I had. But that's
Yep.
because the internet at my work's terrible. Anyway, all that aside, I hate my life. What have you been up to?
I've been watching movies.
You've been watching Mad Max.
Yeah,
You were
because I
tweeting up
didn't.
a storm today.
Yeah, and I was watching Beyond Thunderdome. Decided to live tweet that. I watched Mad Max and Mad Max 2 like in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Well, I was the only one still awake over vacation.
Okay.
Because I didn't remember those movies like at all.
Right.
Like I really didn't remember them. So it was fun. It was fun doing a rewatch. I and I liked all of them. Like I thought they all held up actually pretty well. They're all really
Hmm.
different.
Including 3.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that. How was Mad Max 1?
So Mad Max 1, it opens really good
Okay.
with like a really good car chase. Like the car chase stuff in it is really good.
Go figure.
And it's like but it's I mean that one stands out as being really low budget. Like they just have cars and they're just crashing them.
That's cool, though. I kind of like that.
Yeah. And but like Mel Gibson, it's like a total non-presence in that movie. Like if you just
Hmm.
watched Mad Max, I would not guess that he would go on to become a movie star. I just wouldn't guess that.
Hmm.
Also, there's like this the biggest problem with the movie is like in the middle, it like really meanders. Like it loses its tension when him and his wife and baby are just sort of driving off to nowhere specific
Mm-hmm.
out to get away from the gang. It's also like I like how that the first one doesn't explain anything. Like it's just this weird world where there are these gang like where rules are not the same as normal society and there are these gangs running around and this weird police force and things are sort of disheveled but mostly still running normally. Like it's just weird. There's none of that explanation about like the oil shortage stuff. That doesn't come till Mad Max 2.
Mm.
So it's just weird.
That is kind of weird because like I haven't seen 2 and 3, but I have a feeling that maybe I've seen clips or parts of 2 and I'm mistaking them for being part of 1 because I don't remember 1 very well at all. So like any of my general knowledge about Mad Max from like media spoofing it or whatever or like clips or whatever are probably from 2, I'm guessing,
Yeah, probably. Like
which is weird.
he doesn't really become Mad Max till the very end of 1.
Right.
Where because he's driving around like a police interceptor
Mhm.
until the very end he gets like the interceptor, the black car. He gets that at the end and then puts on the black thing because he's just out for revenge
Mhm.
because his family's been killed.
Yes. I mean spoilers, but not really.
Spoilers.
Not really.
He
He
gets
becomes
revenge.
mad.
Yeah, he gets mad.
Yeah.
He doesn't become mad. He just gets mad. He gets angry.
Mhm.
He takes it out. There's some really good villains in that movie. There's some good like the guy at the beginning, the Knight Rider, just screaming. There's some good yelling and insanity.
Okay.
There's like going back to those movies, like the sound mixing isn't very good.
Mm.
Like there's just times where like the soundtrack is louder than the people talking. Like it just doesn't give a shit about what people are saying, really.
Oh, so it's what the fuck's his name? Christopher Nolan film then.
Sure.
Fuck that guy and his sound mixing. It's the worst. He has the worst sound mixing, which is annoying because I like his shit.
Mm. Yeah. So Mad Max 1 is interesting. It has really good moments, but that dragging part really holds it back. Whereas Mad Max 2, The
Yes.
Road Warrior, is a much more consistent movie.
Okay.
Like it doesn't drag in the same way. It still has weird stuff like there's this uh feral child who
Okay.
throws a boomerang
Great.
and
All right.
screams and like takes a shining to Max. Like that's just a weird
That sounds
character.
terrible. That actually sounds like it would annoy
It's
me.
it's annoying. Like it's probably the
Okay.
worst part of that movie
Okay.
easily.
Yeah, sure.
Um the main villain is great though. He has like a Jason hockey mask and he's just like we got leather straps basically only and he yells in a really deep voice. Like it's really funny.
Cool.
Cuz and Mad Max 2 is the first one where they start really giving like the character designs, like the classic Mad Max look of stuff
Uh-huh.
doesn't really come till that movie. Whereas Mad Max 1, it's you sort of just get the feeling these guys just sort of dressed up like it's like they were told to dress like to just show up in like biker helmets and weird stuff, like do whatever you want, like whatever they happen to have.
That
This
sounds
feels
cool.
like they had a budget for costume stuff because the first one was really low budget. Like it was the highest grossing movie of all time because it cost like under $1 million and made like 100 million
Holy shit.
in like '79. Like
Wow.
fucking ridiculous.
That's impressive, actually. That's really impressive. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mad Max 2, it there's actually a bunch of story stuff that they sort of there's a story element to Mad Max 2 that gets redone in Fury Road kind of,
Okay.
which is just driving a tanker while an army is sort of attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting to see, just that he had gone back to that idea.
Cool.
Yeah, just it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
What about Beyond Thunderdome, which you were saying you remembered being the worst?
So, I really just didn't remember it at all,
Okay.
but it sort of has a reputation for being the worst.
Okay.
It kind of is the worst, but it has that 80s cheese factor.
Mm.
It's just like, oh, this is so dumb, but
Is it self-serious at all?
no, it's like a lot it's very silly in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Cuz it is more trying to like this is the first one that's a PG-13. So it's sort of trying to appeal to kids, but there's this like in the first 20 minutes of the movie, they say the word shit so many times that it's like just like kids are going to find this hilarious because they're literally referring to pig poop
Great.
that the town is like powered by.
Uh-huh.
So they're actually referring to the thing. So I think that's how they got away with it more. Although they do also drop an F-bomb at one point.
They're allowed one, I
Yeah,
think, in a
they
PG-13.
drop one F. They drop one F-bomb.
They're allowed
And
it.
it's one of the kids says it too.
Great.
So like the beginning of the movie is great. Like it's actually pretty good. But then he gets banished and he like winds up in a tribe of children and it's like
Fuck.
basically ripping off the Ewok scene
God
from
damn it.
Return of the Jedi because it's a character like telling them a myth or like go ooh.
This sounds
like-
fucking terrible.
See that part's low, because then the movie is about Mad Max has to stop a bunch of kids from wandering out into the desert and killing themselves because they're idiots.
Wow.
Like that part's not so good.
Uh-huh.
Tina Turner is the villain. She's great. She's great. Master Blaster, great villain. Great.
Okay.
There's a good fight. I read Roger Ebert gave Beyond Thunderdome 4 stars, and he said that the fight between Mad Max and Blaster is one of the greatest fights in all of cinema, which is hilarious because it's like they're strapped to like bungee cords and they're like jumping around in this dome.
Oh
While
God.
people are like throwing them weapons. It's such a silly fight.
That
It's just
sounds
really
great,
funny.
though. That actually
But
sounds good.
it's really fun. Like that, the beginning of the movie is really good. Then it drags. Then it's just weird. It sort of comes together, but not really enough.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it makes it kind of more memorable. The stuff I actually sort of remembered was mostly from Beyond Thunderdome. Like it's kind of the most memorable of the three movies.
Just because it's so out there.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he did step it up in terms of like weird shit, like how weird the world is getting, how outlandish the costumes are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like weird background homoeroticism in the movies.
I'm okay
It's
with
just
that.
there. Yeah, it's fine. It's
Okay.
just a thing you notice when you're watching it.
Okay.
But yeah, those movies are fun. Like if you like 80s or late 70s stuff, like they're fun watches.
How would you say the
Mad-
new one compares to any of these three?
I mean, I like the new one better.
Okay.
I think it's a more consistent movie.
Sure. Okay.
And like I think the sound mixing is really good in the new one.
Is that because
Whereas-
it's the best movie of all time?
Look, it has a guy who plays a guitar that shoots fire and he's part of the soundtrack, and when he gets like the guitar taken away from him, that part cuts out.
Okay.
Like
So dumb.
so
Okay.
greatest movie of all time,
I guess so.
clearly,
Yeah.
if we're being hyperbolic, like
I guess we are now.
yeah. I mean, that happens, so
I'm pretty salty about that, and I don't know why. It just got to me tonight more than ever before.
I totally understand.
Because I feel like it's
that's-
it's already
that's some
ruining my enjoyment of this
I
movie.
know. It's always annoying when there's a movie you want to see and you can't can't find the time to see it, and then people keep talking about how great it is. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Just want to see it.
It is actually ruining my life. So, but yeah, no, I am still excited to see it. Like, being completely honest, and like I said, if it lives up at all to like this bar I have in my head, I will be super excited. I will be really excited. This is why I don't like to watch like video game trailers or even movie trailers half the time, and like I don't like to read what people say about stuff because there's a bar set now. And it's hard for me to accept anything that'll be under that bar. And I like to keep that bar really low so I enjoy everything in some way.
I mean, I was worried about setting the bar too high when I saw it, and I saw it fucking like the first weekend it was out.
Yeah.
Before the hype had gotten crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'll go see it tomorrow since it's the best movie of all time. I probably should go see it in the theater.
It's spectacle. It's definitely spectacle, so it's worth seeing in the theater.
Spectacle is the way you properly say what people I think are trying to say about this movie. Instead of saying it's the best movie of all time, it's easier to just say it's a spectacle. Like it's something you should see at some point.
Yes.
Like that's good enough and still hyperbolic enough that like it'll keep me excited. Like you should see this because of what it does. But when you say shit like this is like the best cinema, it's just like, oh fuck me, I guess I fucked up the whole other part of my life where I saw movies. Like they finally figured it out, huh? Well, gee golly. Like, I don't know. I get pretty fucking mad about dumb shit, and this is why I try to stay away from hype trains because they bug me. But
also, but you're watching Thunderdome. It got in my head. George Miller with pig movies. Because he made Babe 2, Pig in the City. So we needed Babe 3, Pig in the Thunderdome.
that would be
We
great.
need that movie.
Is it weird that I kind of like the Babe movies?
They're good movies.
Is it Babe that I like or Gordy? I don't even know
I don't
anymore.
know. Babe is the one that was nominated for Best Picture.
Does one of them have Miley Cyrus in it?
I don't know.
As like the country star? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea.
Okay, I will quickly look this up. But it might be Gordy. Dude,
It might be Gordy.
I don't even fucking know. Gordy has some terrible reviews going on. 3.9 out of 10. Holy shit. Have I ever told you how much I don't like pigs?
No.
Okay. I don't like them.
Oh.
Almost as... Actually, no. I do hate them more than monkeys. Because people think they're cute, and they're not. They're disgusting pieces of shit that will bite you if they have the opportunity.
It's true. I got to feed some pigs their last meal once.
Nice. And then you killed them?
No.
Oh.
They were then taken away to be slaughtered after we fed them.
Were you a kid?
Yeah.
Did you realize that they were being slaughtered?
I knew.
Did that kind of ruin your life?
No, I was fine with it.
Yeah. See, because you are not an asshole who thinks that all animals have a respectability about them. Don't get me wrong. I love animals. I mean, whoa, I love fucking animals. I don't love fucking animals. I fucking love animals.
I saw some baby goats today. They were pretty cute. And then there were the adult goats nearby that were female, and they all, when we walked over to them, they just all started standing up and peeing.
Classy.
That was pretty classy. One of them like turned their butt directly at us and then started peeing. So it's like, let's walk away. Walk away.
God damn it. Anyways, animals are cute. I think people think that monkeys are way too cute, and they're not. Monkeys are terrible.
People like animals that show human characteristics.
And I hate that. I like animals that are just fucking animals. That's all they are. They are just an animal.
Like with bulldogs and pugs.
I hate them.
Like we engineered them to look like people faces, but it makes them so they can't breathe because their snouts aren't long enough, so they all have respiratory problems.
Fun fact.
Because we're horrible to people.
Fun fact. That is why you are not allowed to ship them in cargo.
Huh.
Because they will actually fucking die in transit from breathing problems.
They have problems breathing because we bred them to be totally fucked up because we like human faces.
That's right. Yeah.
We're monsters.
We are.
Monsters.
And I don't like the genetic engineering aspect of stuff, but I will kill an animal and eat it any day of the week because I like food. Pigs are food to me. And I hate them because they are little assholes. And people for a while thought they were like the cutest things. They're not. They are fucking garbage eating pieces of shit, and they deserve to be eaten with a side of like toast.
The phrase "eat like a pig" comes from a place.
Yes.
Pigs will just eat shit.
They will. Yeah. They are disgusting creatures, and they shouldn't be allowed to live. Until they are fat enough
to live till they are right for eating.
Sure. Yeah, I can agree to that.
But also, like pigs, like the cute pigs, that's also a human creation.
Yes,
that's
it
not
is.
What pigs are like in the wild.
No. That's boars. Boars are what pigs are like in the wild, and they will fuck you up if you are around. They are assholes.
Like we raise pigs in like they're pigs that are raised in like disease-free environments where you can't approach without being sterilized.
Yeah.
If any diseases get in the area, they will all die.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
We do weird things to food.
Yes.
We do weird things to animals because we want to eat them.
Yes.
It's like how bananas aren't actually a thing. Like that is something we created.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes it funny whenever like religious people talk about God created the perfect fruit, banana. No, you asshole. We did that.
God
That
created
wasn't
the
a thing that
perfect
existed.
fruit, humans. Aw, yeah.
Just grab your nuts. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. D's nuts. Anyway, that being said, I kind of enjoyed Babe. like those movies. They were fine. Gordy, I don't remember. I think Gordy was the pig that became president, and if that's the one I'm thinking of, I hated that movie because that pig was a little shit-eating, grinning piece of shit. I hated it because they just got the most, like, albino, like, oh, it's a cute pig to do that part, and it pissed me off. What's the other pig movie? I think there's one more, and I can't remember it. It doesn't even fucking matter. Babe, Pig in the City. That's all.
Pig in the City is cool because it's like about the horrors of the big city. Like it's a really weird, kind of fucked up kid for a kids movie. It's still a kids movie, but
Yeah.
it's got all sorts of. It's a cool movie. There's a really good article on it on AV Club's like new cult canon that I remember reading at some point on Babe Pig in the City.
Yes, Charlotte's Web. Thank you. Charlotte's Web is another movie that I kind of enjoy, that storybook, actually, because I read it as a kid before the movie even existed. Yep, that's the one. I had that exact copy, because I'm pretty sure that's the only copy you can buy. But what I loved about that wasn't the fact that there was a talking pig. It showed how much of an asshole pigs are, because he took credit for all of Charlotte's work, and then let Charlotte fucking die.
Yeah, I really liked that book as a kid.
I liked spiders, too. Spiders are great. They're good for
Spiders
the
are pretty
environment. Cool. They are cool looking when they move around. They make these giant fucking traps to devour their prey. They're
like,
cool.
I hate mosquitoes.
Yes.
Spiders get rid of mosquitoes.
Yes.
They're awesome.
Yes. Also, spiders bite does not hurt unless it's a poisonous spider as much as like a wasp sting or something. Fuck wasps. I hate them. They're fucking
Wasps
garbage.
are jerks.
They're jerks. Like, I don't even know what their problem is. They're not even anywhere near their home. They will find your finger and they will bite it and then run away laughing while you're itching and it's burning. It's fucking terrible.
I was standing in a comic book store once and a wasp just bit me on the neck for no reason.
They're
Fucking
assholes. Yeah, like you are not doing anything. They will find a human to just bite them and fuck with them and then run away. That's where, like, I'm actually scared of bees, and it's irrational because I know bees won't actually do shit to you at all unless you, like, fuck with them. But
Yeah.
I think it's because, like, I got fucked up by, like, wasps or, like, yellow flying things, basically. So even a butterfly that is yellow or orangish will make me go, like, oh, shit, like, if I see it.
I walked into a wasp nest once.
It sucks.
Like, it's real bad.
Yeah.
I was like waving a towel like really stupidly, and I see wasps land, bite me, and then fly away. And I'm like, ah. And eventually, my brain was like, "You should run, you fucking idiot."
It's so bad too because I remember we used to have
It hurts.
we used to live in a duplex like when I was growing up, my family, and in our backyard we had this giant porch, and we would like to like barbecue out on the porch and like sit and eat and stuff. And I remember my parents always saying like, "Don't leave the food out because the wasps will like come and blah blah blah." We had wasp nests nearby, so we would have to like cover up drinks and stuff. And I remember that scarred me to the point where now I will not go out on like the patio for a beer with friends or anything. Like I will drink and eat inside because I fucking hate things that get drawn to my food. That hurt me. I hate it. I'm so fucking angry. They ruined my life.
They're bad.
They're bad. Anyways, Babe Pig in the City's fine. I guess that's where
George
we were.
Miller. George Miller movie.
Oh, okay. What did he do on it? Like
was the
direct
director.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He directed the second Babe movie.
Okay. That's weird to me. That's really weird, but sure. Okay.
Well, also like I think the last thing he's done was like the Happy Feet movie he directed.
I never saw that.
Neither did I. But I feel
Penguins
like
dancing
he's
could
just
be
been
cool.
doing kids movies basically since.
I mean, he did Beyond Thunderdome,
It's true.
so
It's true.
yeah. Anyways, how would
Also,
you rate those?
It's also weird to me, also that Beyond Thunderdome is a kids movie because there's a lot of like casual implied rape in the first two movies, and like a scene of like a woman getting all her clothes torn off, and you see her boobs, like just violent sexual violence. It's like yeah, kid movies, whatever. Man, the '80s and the '70s.
I really wish that had
Different
stayed.
times.
I really wish that had stayed throughout the 90s. I feel like it's kind of back. Like PG-13 movies kind of don't give a fuck anymore. During the 90s, that shit was a no-go, man. Like, there was no way you'd see that in PG-13 movies.
I feel like it got taken out mostly for international audience stuff. That like other cultures have different ideas about that stuff. Also, probably just parents complaining. But I feel like the international market was a big part of that.
Sure, I can see it.
Like Die Hard, there's just like a woman runs by without her shirt on early
For no reason.
No reason.
Yeah.
It just happens.
That movie, by the way, is one of the best movies of all time. So sorry, Mad Max. I guess you're not as good as Die Hard already.
Die Hard's pretty great. I was watching it tonight.
Pretty
great.
In all honesty, Die Hard was one of my first forays into, like, this is a film I will watch multiple times every year. Because I don't know what it is. It's the pacing, it's the actor, like, the archetypes of John McClane, and, like, Alan Rickman's just great in everything because he's fucking Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
And the video game layout of, like, he's basically, every floor is like a level. Like, I don't know. There's so many things about that movie that are just fun. That's all it is.
Like it's, I don't know. It's like, it's a straight action movie.
Yeah.
But it has such a good sense of humor, too.
Yes.
Like, that John McClane, like, is wisecracking all the time. Although he just goes fucking crazy. Like, when he's just yelling at the German guy, he's gonna fucking kill him and eat him. He gets so mad when he's in fights. Oh, that movie is so good. And like Candy Bar Guy, just so many great little moments. Fucking douchebag office deal breaker guy who gets high on cocaine.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit. What the fuck was his name? I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. It's 80s businessman.
Ellis?
Yes, Ellis.
Yes.
You're
because
right.
I remember growing up when, like, I first saw that, thought they said Alice, and I thought that's a weird name for a dude. But no, it's because his last name was like Ellis or something.
Oh, that movie's so good.
That shit-eating grin on him too. God, he is the
So
perfect embodiment of, like, the sleazy businessman.
Yeah, it's real. They nail it.
I really like those movies for a variety of different reasons. Less so as they go on. I don't like 3 very much as everybody else does.
I do really like 3.
I'll tell you what the problem I have with 3 is that every time Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis are together defusing bombs, that is gold, and that is not that whole movie.
Fair enough. I love their interactions so much.
That's it. That's the problem.
I just love their interactions.
There's just like half an hour there, basically, where they're not in it at all, and it's just showing them breaking in and stealing gold. Like, there's a huge portion of time in that movie, and I feel that's when it slows down. I'm kind of like, meh, is when they're not around. But when they come back, it's great because they're doing the water puzzle, and you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a movie where I'd say the parts that I love about it completely make up for everything for me, just because I fucking love those parts so much.
And I disagree with that sentiment because I want more. I love those parts so much, I want more of them, so it ruins it that there's not more of it for me. But
fair enough.
We're on the same boat that, like, the reason to watch that is because of their, like, they carry that whole movie by themselves.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, those two are really good together. And I love 2. Like, I really love 2. And it's irrational because the first time I ever saw 2 is when I started working at the airport at Christmas time in November. So it was one of those, it's the same reason why Clerks and Clerks 2, not Clerks 2 as much, but Clerks 1 always has a special place in my heart because the first time I ever saw that was while I was working the graveyard shift at a, like, convenience store.
Nice.
At like 1 o'clock in the morning when I was bored. So it's like those movies that capture a still image, basically, of where you are in life, and it's just stuck now. It's like that smell when you smell somebody's perfume, like your ex's perfume, or you smell like that bread, and you just go back to like your grandma's house during Christmas holidays or something. It's just like stuck there. So, yeah, Die Hard 2 is just stuck in my memory as like the best Die Hard movie, even though I know that's not true because I like Die Hard 1 way more.
Die Hard 1 is a better movie.
Oh yeah, just hands down, it is.
Yes. I mean, Die Hard 1 is the best Die Hard movie. Easily. It
Yeah.
just is.
Yeah, it is. People that say 3 is are wrong. They're just are out of the movies.
Yeah.
I can't make
There was
any
a time
argument for 3.
when I thought 3 was the best just because I loved those Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis parts, but it's 1 is like fucking perfect.
If 3 was basically all them, it might be comparable. But one I don't know what it is with 1. Honestly, I think it is the pacing.
Yeah.
It just feels like it keeps going. So it keeps clicking.
It just fucking and it has so many. Like the FBI guys, Agent Johnson and Agent Johnson.
No relation.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking all good. It's all good.
Yeah. It is. Man, those movies. There's one I still haven't seen actually. And I don't remember what the name of it is. I'm having to look it up right now, honestly. It was the most recent one.
Fuck.
Was Live Free and Die Hard the 4th one? Because if so, that's the one I did see.
I think, yeah.
With that motherfucker I hate.
I think A Good Day to Die Hard is the
Okay.
5th one.
Is that what it's actually called? I think you're right. I don't know. I'm looking it up right now. A Good Day to Die Hard
Yes.
is the one I haven't seen.
Yeah, that's 5.
I kind of like
one
Live
sucks.
Free or Die Hard. For some
Fair
reasons.
Die Hard is surprisingly okay.
Yeah,
Like-
it is okay. But I hate Justin Long, and he is in it a lot. God, I fucking hate him so much. He's almost as bad as Zooey Deschanel.
Okay. Yeah, my biggest problem with that movie is John McClane doesn't get hurt enough.
He doesn't get hurt, like, at all, basically.
No. And he's like fighting a jet and he doesn't get hurt. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's okay. Good Day to Die Hard. Bruce Willis doesn't give a shit. He's terrible.
Really?
Like he's actually terrible.
Dude, he's kind of bad in Live Free or Die Hard as well, though.
But he's so much worse in A Good Day to Die Hard.
I almost don't want to believe that because it'll make me cry.
He doesn't feel like John McClane.
He
Doesn't feel like that character at all. At all.
He
Like,
didn't
at
in
any
Live
level.
Free either, though. Honestly, he really didn't. He felt more like Agent 47. He was just kind of stoic and quiet and said, like, get down to Justin Long because Justin Long was, like, the computer hacker that wasn't the street smart cop or whatever. Where, like, he didn't wisecrack a whole lot. His whole wisecracking thing at all was basically with Kevin Smith saying, like, that he's a nerd.
Yeah.
Like, it was really bad.
Dumb.
He hasn't been John
I don't know.
McClane since
I can't-
Vengeance.
I can't defend Die Hard 4, but I did enjoy it.
No, I
have
did.
seen it a
I
couple
did too.
times.
But he hasn't been
But-
John McClane since Die Hard 3. Like, really
Fair
into
enough.
that character. And
Just A Good Day to Die Hard is so much worse.
that's really bad. I can't.
It's really bad. It's a bad movie. It's I fucking hate that movie, but it's just bad.
I kind of want
He's
to see it
joking.
now.
Sure, you might like it because I've brought it down so low.
It has Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it. So,
I don't even remember her in it.
oh fuck. You're right. Maybe I will hate it.
I mean, I just remember what's his face? The guy playing his son.
Oh, that's right. He had a son.
Yeah,
Oh,
Guy
that's.
Courtney.
Have I seen anything with him in it? I gotta look it up. Hold on. Because that name doesn't.
He was in Spartacus TV show.
Never saw it.
He was in Divergent.
Never saw it.
He was in I, Frankenstein.
Oh, he was that asshole in Jack Reacher. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's terrible too. Like he's just not charismatic at all,
Mm.
at all, and they have no chemistry. It's bad times.
Who was
Because
Lucy
I thought
McLean?
Lucy McLean.
Like, who played Lucy? I remember there was rumors before that movie came out that it would be Britney Spears, and me thinking that's the worst idea they've ever thought of in their whole life.
It was Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Okay.
She's barely in 5.
I
Barely.
love her, so I'm okay with this.
Well, she was good in 4, but she's like not in 5. It's really annoying that she's not in 5. She's like in like 2 scenes.
Hmm.
You're like, why did you create this whole other child for him when you at least had her? She could have been in this movie. Why isn't she? Fuckers.
Like, why wasn't she kind of badass or something?
Yeah.
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 That would actually be real
Really
cool.
annoying. It was really annoying.
That would be really cool if, like,
Yep.
she actually turned out that she was this badass because her father was a deadbeat, and she had to learn how to, like, fight for herself or something. Like, if they made her a character at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
As it
That would be
stands, Lucy McLean will always be the annoying little bitch at the beginning of Die Hard that answers their parents' phone without them there. It's like, McLean residence, Lucy McLean speaking. Ugh. I get annoyed by very small, minute things in movies I love.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's a really small thing, but I know that exact line.
Yeah.
And then Holly says, I'm just trying to remember, well, hello, Lucy McLean, this is your mother speaking. And then she's like, Mommy, overheard on the phone.
God.
I really like that movie, so that's why, like, the little quirks that bug me stand out so much to me. Anyways, we should move on, because, this is a downward spiral. Just like my life. How was Retro Puppet Master?
Okay, so have you ever heard of fuck. What's his name?
Puppet Master?
Have you ever heard of the movie A Talking Cat?
No, I haven't.
So it's directed by this guy, David DeCoteau.
Okay.
So A Talking Cat got sort of notoriety as being a terrible, like one of those so bad it's good movies on Netflix. Like it's a terrible family comedy thing. Like it's remarkably terrible. But the director, David DeCoteau, is like a workhorse who just like makes movie.
Mm-hmm.
But most of his movies are like he mostly makes gay or like erotic horror movies that aren't very horror.
Okay.
So this family movie is sort of famous. Like it has a lot of those undertones in it. If you're like, wait, what? Why is this happening?
Oh, dude, this is weird. A legitimate Puppet Master movie. Like, it's part of the Puppet Master series.
Yeah,
I fucking love those movies.
So he directed back in the day the Retro Puppet Master.
Okay.
And this movie is starring, fucking, now I'm blanking on names again.
Okay.
What's
Tom Cruise.
No.
Mel Gibson.
It is starring Greg Sestero from The Room.
Oh my god.
Mark. It is starring Mark from The Room.
No.
So this is like a meeting of a terrible director and a star, or a director of so bad it's good movies and a star of a so bad it's good movie, like meeting. It's like confessing at this retro Puppet Master movie.
I need to say, if anybody likes schlocky horror films, they have to check out the Puppet Master movies. They are so fucking dumb.
So the thing about this movie is it isn't really a horror movie.
Okay.
Like, it's all about Greg Sestero putting his friends into puppet bodies after they die from these. It's really overcomplicated for a movie this dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's really mostly boring.
Oh,
there's a great
that's bad.
scene where they're putting on a puppet show at the beginning, and there's this line is like, "Everywhere is hell, for we are the damned." It's delivered with all that enthusiasm.
That's great.
With the puppet show.
That's
the
good.
Puppet show is probably the best part.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just boring. But it is like it's just also he's doing an accent. Like he's doing like a European accent.
Oh no.
Which is hilarious.
Oh, hi, Mark. Does anybody say that?
No, his name is not Mark.
Fuck. Missed opportunity.
I mean, it was made before The Room, but whatever.
Still a missed opportunity.
It is still a missed opportunity. You're right.
If anybody hasn't seen The Room, you should watch that.
I haven't talked about that enough, clearly. But
no.
So yeah, that's that. I mean, that's why I watched it. It's like, wait, Greg Sestero was in a fucking Puppet Master movie, and it was directed by David DeCoteau. Like, I had to see it. I had to see it. I had to know.
Of course. And it was bad. In that it was boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, boring is it's kind of the death knell for me for movies.
Yeah.
Something can be bad if it's entertaining as fuck. Then I'm totally still in.
Yep. A Talking Cat is one of those movies.
Okay.
It's really bad.
Perfect. Is that all we want to talk about for movies? I haven't watched any, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, I watched Taken 2. I don't have anything to say about Taken 2. That movie's okay.
Fair enough.
It's not good.
You had more to say about Retro Puppet Master than Taken 2. That says a lot, so. I've still only seen Taken 1. I have no desire to see any others.
So, do you want to see Taken happen again, but in Turkey?
No.
Eh?
No, I saw it. I've seen it once, and it was great that one time. I will always remember it as a cherished memory.
Fair enough. Actually, I like Liam Neeson's other action movies that aren't the Taken movies. The Taken movies.
Like which ones?
Like The Grey or Nonstop.
The Grey is one of those movies that it's a weird fucking movie if you don't know what you're getting into. Holy shit.
I know. I love how the trailers were so misleading about what you're getting into.
Yeah. I remember my friends being like, we're going to go see The Grey. We want to see Liam Neeson punch some wolves.
Exactly. That's why you go see that movie. And then you got this really dark movie about dying slowly,
but accepting your death.
Yeah.
You got this really introspective thing about a man accepting his death. Yeah. It's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
I love that they advertised it that way, though.
Yeah, it's so good.
That got me in the seats.
Yeah.
False advertising. It can be a good thing.
It can be if it gets you there, and as long as it still keeps up a reason to see it.
Yeah, and as long as the thing actually is good too.
Well, I mean that's what I mean. If they can lie to me to get me in the theater, but if there's still no substance, then I'm leaving. I'm done.
Yeah. But it's just cool because trailers these days show you so much of the movie a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're getting into before you see the movie, which gets annoying.
I feel like lately it seems like I know what I'm getting into with a movie just based on who's in it, because they're usually all the same. So that's kind of disappointing. Judd Apatow did a new movie. I know exactly what's going to happen to that movie. Don't need to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that's actually why I've really liked Funny People, because I was not expecting that movie. I thought that was just going to be super bad with Adam Sandler and stand-up comedians. And it's basically about how Adam Sandler's character is fucked and is trying to get his life on track.
Yeah.
It's really, that's kind of why I like that. But that being said, I didn't really like that movie.
Fair enough. Much. I liked it okay.
It was okay.
I have no desire. It was I laughed seeing it once. I don't think I'd see it again.
There's some dark comedy shit going on in there. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. I also feel like it's it's less funny to me because Adam Sandler went on to make so many terrible movies. Like he just went out to sell out harder after that movie.
Yeah, it's really weird. I guess that's what money will do.
Yeah.
So
They drove a dump truck of money up to his house. It's not made of stone.
no. Anyways, I think that does it for movies.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about video games?
Video game.
Even though I'm pretty sure you didn't do a whole lot of it because you were gone over the weekend.
Nope.
But there's one specific thing we can talk about, but we can't talk about specifics in it, which is kind of annoying. We're talking about Life is Strange Episode 3 Chaos Theory.
That's Chaos Theory.
That fucking episode deals a lot with chaos theory that's going to be happening, kind of.
I feel like it doesn't actually subscribe at all to the way this character describes chaos theory in Jurassic Park, though.
I'm trying to think about how we could talk about this, because I would just like to do a spoiler cast at some point, maybe this week.
I know.
And then we'll continue it every time a new episode comes out, and then we'll do a big one at the end.
Yeah. Because, like, I like the idea of waiting to the end to do one, but fuck, you gotta talk about it now, god damn it. It's gonna be 2 fucking months. Fuck.
I know. It's actually going to be 4.
And then there's another one.
It's going to be 4 months until we could do one.
Yeah,
and
until we could do a spoiler cast on the whole thing.
And at this point, I've actually already forgotten a lot of what happened in episode 1. So I will actually forget a lot of stuff that happened in this one 4 months from now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Except for the big thing, which is what I want to talk about, but we can't because I want people to play it and find it out for themselves. And if you don't want to play it, we should just do a spoiler cast anyways, and you can listen to that, and you can kind of be part of the conversation even though you weren't part of the game.
Yeah, it's great because I could talk about the thing I want to talk about without bringing up specifics, but even that I feel like is too much of a spoiler.
It's ruining it, because if somebody plays... If we talk about what happens in this episode, and somebody's like vaguely, and somebody still plays episode 1, it's spoiled.
You're right.
Because of what it does.
Yeah.
You can actually talk vaguely...
Talking that it's good is like too much of a spoiler. I just want people to play it if they want to play it, but whatever.
Also, Meowth is saying, will you stream it live? I will, and that is after the 5th one is done. I will do all of them in a row. Like, after... Okay, let me make this clear. After the last part is out and I've played it off-stream for myself, parsed my thoughts about it, got the whole story, maybe even talked about it on the spoiler cast, then I would go through it all.
Mm-hmm.
But... as it stands right now, there is absolutely no fucking way. Because streaming part 3... I almost did stream part 3. I would have fucking ruined it for everybody that hasn't played the first 2 episodes. That series would be ruined.
I will say this, that's not a spoiler at all. I like the... Like, again, I want more, but I do feel like we're getting a good length with each chapter. Particularly compared to Telltale stuff, which I've last year felt like was not getting enough per episode for the wait. Whereas we're getting 2-month waits, but I feel like I'm getting enough from an episode, like a 5th of the game. I feel like I'm getting enough.
Yes.
I want more. Like I want more right now.
Yes.
But there's like a good amount of content there.
I do agree with you. And also what happens in 3, I feel like the stuff I thought was just kind of filler that they were doing in the last 2 episodes actually makes sense as to why they did it now, because 3 makes it so that you will probably be doing something with everything you have ever seen in the game so far.
Yeah.
That is as specific as we can get, I think.
They also like reuse assets in that you're going to the same place in a way that doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't just feel like they have to use this again. It feels natural in the flow of what's happening.
Oh, are you talking about like when you go visit the diner, for instance? It's the same diner, but obviously it is because it's a place in this city.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Because, like, it would be ridiculous. It would be like if Friends had a different cafe every time because they didn't want to use the
Yeah.
same assets.
Hmm.
It would make no
But I
sense.
mean, like you compare it to something like The Walking Dead or even The Wolf Among Us. Like they were creating new. You were in new places all the fucking time.
Yeah.
It's smart and it worked fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It. We have to talk about that one
Yes.
while it's fresh. Like,
Yeah.
I'm saying it has to be done this week or weekend. It has to be.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
after this weekend, I will completely forget about, like, opinions and thoughts I have.
It's also because I'll sort of want to forget, or else I'll be too anxious for the next episode. Like I need to put it out of my mind, kind of,
Yes,
or I'm gonna want it too much.
it's already out of my mind a little bit because I was playing it and I was, like, in TeamSpeak muted or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And right when the credits started rolling, I went into TeamSpeak, dragged Ben out of his game, like his lobby he was in, playing HOTS, into my room and said, "Oh my fucking god," and just started freaking out. And then I was like, "Okay, you can go back now," and threw him back up before he could say anything. I just had to get it out, so I did. And then he came back in and we talked about it for about 2 hours.
Nice.
And then I realized we probably ruined some, like, talking points, but that's fine. We can reiterate it with more people there.
Yeah, talking about that would be good. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it for people.
That's the
I
thing.
want people to play it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah. God, it's fucking good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm so close to just blurting out what I think about. Honestly, if we could talk a little bit when we turn the mics off here.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're right. I don't want to spoil it. Other than that, you've been playing Heroes because of course you have.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started doing Hero League by myself just to see what I could do playing by myself and sort of getting into a good groove.
Is this
I
what
just
you're
did
a
that for,
little
like,
bit punchy about?
No.
Okay.
So I actually found that fine. Like I found like the right approach to caring about Hero League stuff. But what I'm actually punchy about is that I tried to play with Steven and Ben's friend Duct Tape tonight, and they were doing Hero League, but they were getting I just felt like they were too salty for me. Like
These are also people that have never played a real MOBA. Like,
Yeah,
let's just get that out there. Not to say that, like, they have to or whatever, but maybe if they had a background on actual competitive, like, balanced MOBAs and how you can really fuck up and screw somebody else over, like, if they had that background, maybe they would see why it's kind of ridiculous to get really upset. Like, you can get upset about fucking up, but...
It wasn't even that they were getting really upset.
Okay.
It's just what they were doing is clearly they've just been hammering away at Hero League.
Why?
And not really. I don't like
That rank's going to
asked,
reset, like, in a couple weeks,
know.
probably.
but they're not even like getting ranked. And I was asking them why, and they're just like they only. I think it was Duct Tape who said he doesn't find it fun playing quick match anymore because where you're not trying, which was I was can we just play quick match where you don't care about like what the other people on our team are doing? Because it was more like they would complain about the other players on your team, which I actually now think is the worst thing you can do, is focus on what people you can't control are doing. Because you're not focusing on like doing good. You're just getting annoyed and sort of makes you want to do worse, and you're not focusing on like getting better at the game. Which I feel like the point of playing a game like this all the time is you want to sort of get better and like learn stuff about the game.
Sure.
Like that's what's fun for me.
Sure.
And I didn't feel like that was happening when I was playing with them for like one game tonight.
I get mad at myself a lot in that game.
Yeah.
About, like, why did I overextend? That was so fucking dumb. Like, stuff like that.
I mean, that's really why I did a thing where I was just playing Hero League by myself, is I just wanted to try with the heroes I know I'm good with, like Illidan and ETC, is just try and do the best I can and see if, like, how much I can carry, how, like, cut back on my deaths. Like really try to just be better at the game.
And to push like your hero as far as they can go without a team, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty fucking far.
Yeah. Like and just like push myself. Like I just found it like watching a lot of Chew 8. I was watching a bunch of Chew 8 stream that game. And it's like if you're really good, it doesn't even matter.
He doesn't care what other people do.
Like it doesn't matter. Like yeah.
He did the one thing that pisses me off though that I don't know if I can watch him anymore.
Oh, what?
He was just straight up eating chips while streaming and going like and stuff, and yeah. I was actually really mad. Like I went to bed really mad.
He started muting himself when he was eating.
It's about fucking time. That's why I love Kriparian. Every time, like, that dude streams for like 12 hours a day because that's his job. And every time he eats, because of course he's going to eat if half your day is just being live, he mutes and he actually says like, okay, sorry, like you're not going to hear me for a while. And then he'll like be eating and he'll still play, but he's muted. And oh my God, he makes me so happy. Like every time he does it, just like a tear rolls down my face because I'm like, it's so easy. Why doesn't everybody do it?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me as much, but like I totally get it. But yeah.
Noisy foods too. That's what's annoying. It's not even annoying if you eat or drink. It's when you're noisy about it.
Yeah. I feel like people, they get noisy about it, just start trolling at a certain point. But
yeah. And that makes me madder in some way. Because I can keep it calm and understand that, like, okay, this is just them doing this. They're just being rude or whatever. But, like, when it's like, okay, they're doing this, pissing me off, and it's working, and they know they're pissing me off, that's worse. Yeah. That is actually worse.
That's why trolling is an effective thing.
Yes.
Because they know it bothers you.
Fuck you, Ben. Anyway. So you were getting a little pissed off that they were getting mad at Heroes of the Storm then? Or like at other players specifically, not at Heroes.
At other players on our team.
Right.
That they were specifically complaining about people on the team, and it just was creating a bad vibe. And it was more making me feel like I don't want to play Hero League with people necessarily unless they have a good attitude. I really want to do 5-player like team league where like that would be cool. Like where you don't have to worry about people who aren't in call, like that randoms. But I feel like every time I'm playing with like Hero League and there's some draft and there's some other person who does something bad, like people just get salty really easily. Like people just get annoyed. And it happens to me too, and I'm sort of fighting against it because that was a big thing. Like also that like long ass post about getting better at Heroes, like the 1-on-1. Like one of his points in there was don't get mad. Don't focus on other players. You're just going to make yourself worse. Like,
yeah, I think it said something along the lines of, like, don't focus on other players because you're not doing so great either if you're losing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So focus on yourself. Focus on what you can change to make the situation better, basically.
Yeah. And, like, the fun for me with a MOBA is learning things and improving. Like, the crazy thing about Dota is I've played fucking hours of that game, and it's every time I feel like I'm getting better. Whereas with Heroes, I feel like I have to go out of my way a little more to learn stuff. Also, I want to still be able to try new characters, and Quick Match, I feel like, is a way more appropriate place to do that.
Absolutely.
So I still really want to play, just like if I'm playing with people, I want to be trying new stuff still.
Also, just to do, like, your dailies.
Yeah. Like, they were also worried about doing their dailies in Hero League. It was too much.
That's a bad place to do your dailies.
Yes.
Because then it's like, for example, when I get the daily play 3 games as an assassin, I won't do that in ranked because I'm not comfortable enough with more than one assassin that I could even consider doing it. So
I approach, like, my approach to it was I'm doing whatever these games I'm doing. If I happen to complete my dailies, cool, but whatever.
Yeah. Play 8 games is still the best one.
Play games is the best?
Yeah.
I've actually read about people who just keep 2 quests that they don't like always in their queue so that they have a higher chance of popping the Play 8 games one.
That's great. That's really funny. It's
like
really
a way of
good.
slightly manipulating that. Yeah.
It's too good though. Like the payout for it's great, and you're gonna be playing the games anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's really good.
yeah.
I finally, because the other thing is I wanted to do quick match because I wanted to start trying a new Varrock because I like barely played him, and
He's so good.
He's so good right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because his like direct stun, it's like there are a ton of heroes that have that kind of thing in Dota.
He's Nyx.
But there aren't that many in heroes that have a stun that's like that effective and useful.
Well, he's Nyx.
He is Nyx, but he's a tank.
He's Nyx.
Tank. He's Nyx.
You can build Nyx to be kind of tanky.
Kinda.
He's not bad.
There have been like Nyx has gone through whole phases of his life. There have been tankier Nyxes and more just
more assassin.
Merkin fools Nyxes.
Yeah.
Just stealthing in and then going boop, boop, you're dead.
What are his ultimates again? The cocoon and the summon a shitload of locusts, right? Or beetles or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. The beetles one I like better, but I can see the cocoon one just depending on what you're doing to be really good too. I like both of those.
Yeah.
Because I like playing Anubarak as a tank, so I will always, every time I'm him, I will be the first one into that fight. Every time. So I like to stay alive.
I've been upgrading his beetles because his beetles get ridiculous. They're like just healing you all the time.
I don't really see the point in upgrading anything else. Like make the beetles do more damage, spawn them regularly, make them heal you, like, and you are unstoppable.
Yeah, like right now they're just really good.
I kind of like that Blizzard is taking the approach of they're just buffing the characters that feel weak instead of nerfing the other ones that are too strong.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's really good.
That's a good sign.
It was what I was hoping for, and it's good to see them do it in some places.
Diablo's really strong right now. Like, it's kind of crazy how they basically made warriors just a buffed tank or assassin. That's kind of what they're going for almost. Like, so much of them do way more damage than they should be allowed to for how tanky they can get.
Yeah. It's crazy because like that it has like the tank healer damage dynamic of like an MMO.
Yeah.
Instead of like the normal role dynamic of Dota. I really like that. It's just cool.
I like it too because going to your point of like it feeling like an MMO that way, that's what they did in World of Warcraft too. Is that to like say make a protection warrior keep aggro, it's because they do a shitload of damage now. Like they are actually scary, which is like exactly what they're doing, kind of. Yeah. Except Chen still kind of just drinks while people hit him and doesn't give a fuck, which is great. I don't know why. I just kind of like Chen for that.
Chen's funny.
He is. He is a funny character.
I feel like he got another buff, he would be really good. But
what would that be?
I don't even
What if he could reflect a portion of damage while drinking?
Because like the combination of like his ability to zone with either of his ults really, and that he can like jump onto a person, feels like it should be really good. But he has like no follow up.
Yeah.
He like jumps into your face and then immediately starts drinking. Like, God damn it.
That's kind of what Chen would do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is what Chen would do. So I don't know how I'm not game designer at Blizzard, so I don't know how you fix him, but it feels like he could be really good.
That being said, he's still not bad. He's not in any way bad.
I don't think any of the heroes are bad. I just think like you only get 10 heroes in a draft. There are better warriors. Like it's not that these other characters are bad, it's that these characters are just better mostly.
I feel like they need to do something with Arthas now that they've kind of buffed the other tanks and made him kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For what he is, he's not tanky enough. Like
or does enough damage either.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of that middle ground.
Dies too easily right now.
Mm-hmm. You can build him kind of tanky, but it's still not.
Like, comparable. Like, compared to Muradin, fucking...
I don't want to
wall right now.
I don't want to talk about Muradin. You have a better time breaking Force Wall down than that motherfucker. It's gross. Like, it is actually gross. But the thing with Muradin is he also, like, he has follow-up, but he has no reason to follow up unless he has a team with him. Because, like, he can stun the shit out of you, and you will be basically frozen in his grasp for, like, 5 to 10 seconds, depending how hard he wants to go on you. Mm-hmm. But he's not going to kill you. Like, unless you're already really bad off. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I guess I don't know what his point is really either, except to be annoying and, like, body blocking and with the stuns.
Like, the stuns thing... Stuns are, like... They're really good, because a lot of the best assassins right now are, like, the damage dealers, like Jaina and Kael'thas and Illidan. Mm-hmm. Like, if you can stun those guys down, you can take them down. Or, like, taking down the healers, like, just stunning them down.
I feel like they need to buff Vala somehow. She doesn't feel as strong as the other assassins anymore, when she used to be one of the strongest.
I just feel like if your assassin isn't... Yeah, I mean, right now, Kael'thas and Jaina just deal so much damage.
Do you think it's just the meta that people are picking burst assassins instead of high sustain?
I just think... I mean, I just feel like burst is always going to be better in a team fight. Like, it's just going to fuck people up more. It's more easily to take down healers.
I guess so, yeah.
I just... Like, yeah. Like, unless you have a way to, like, cut in and break stuff up. Like...
Right.
Like, a burst is just always going to be probably preferred, I feel like. Unless the burst isn't good enough compared to the sustain.
So what they have to do is make Vala bursty somehow.
Yeah.
Because she, like, we've said it before, she can barely clear waves. Like, she's... I don't know, man.
You can build her... If you build into her Q, I think she can become more bursty. I think I saw Chu talking about that. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to see it, I guess.
It just feel like Kael'thas and Jaina right now are really good. They're really good.
I don't even really know what it is about Kael'thas. It just seems like he does one thing and you're dead. Like, it's so fast.
Does a lot of damage. But it's that he can... It's that, like, all his stuff, like, stacks on top of each other.
Yeah.
And he can, like, stun you. Like, the crazy thing about him to me is that Phoenix works out to be the better ult just because it doesn't have the build-up time.
Yes.
Because that build-up time, you could deal so much damage anyway.
And you can stun him out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you can stun him out of it. It won't even one-shot a lot of, like, if someone's full health, it won't one-shot them. There still has to be some follow-up.
Yeah.
Like, if...
But, like, more important, like, he would be really good without an ult. Like, he still does so much damage without it.
Yeah, he does. That Phoenix... Oh, also, that Pyroblast doesn't do any siege damage.
Yeah.
So, like, the Phoenix does... It's just all around the better way to go for every situation. And it's too bad, because the Pyroblast is really fun, just watching this stupid thing crawl across the screen and not being able to be stopped.
I mean, it's like Hammer's Bullet. Although Hammer's Bullet is useful for siege stuff, but...
Yeah.
Napalm is just really fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. But, like, complaining about it is lame. Because it's like, that's not why you pick Kael'thas. You have
the dumb, fun spell and the really good, useful spell. Like, that's cool.
Oh, you can only one-shot, like, any character, basically.
Like,
whatever. Yeah, no.
I think that game is fun. You just have to... But I'm like... Attitude is, like, getting to me with it.
I thought they had good attitudes. I remember playing with them, and they were fine. I
just feel like they'd been hammering away at it already when I joined into them. It was like, and they were getting tired. Like, it was not necessarily an always thing. It was this specific game, and I wasn't feeling.
Oh, okay.
It was the first time I was like, I just don't want to play with you guys right now. With, like, anyone. playing that game, I've pretty much been open to just playing all the time because people are playing MOBA, and that was finally like my point of.
You're treating this too much like Dota. The PTSD's already kicking in.
Whatever.
Yeah. Why the hell would you pick Pudge if you can't even land a hook? GG.
GG.
That's one thing that has to stop. People have to stop saying that, like, this game is over 10 minutes into a fucking match. Because you can turn around a match in that game unlike any other MOBA I've ever fucking played.
Like, if you can get them to team wipe late in the game, you can win basically any game.
Like, and this has happened multiple times before.
Yeah.
I'll set up the situation. We're losing. We have, like, our one keep left, and we have, like, our fucking core. And we're on curse. They are, like, ready to get the curse. We find out they're at boss. We wipe them out, take the boss, and they're dead for a minute. And the boss is basically killing their core. Like, that is a thing that has happened at least 5 times when we've been playing. And these are all games that people are like, I wish we could surrender in the first, like, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just like, shut the fuck up. Like, you have never played a video game before. Never surrender.
I mean, the craziest thing to me is the other night, I won a game. I think, was it today? I think it was today, actually. I won a game. We had 2 people AFK for the whole game on our team.
Great.
There were just 3 of us. And we just sort of, like, plowed along, sort of stayed even level, eventually won.
Yeah.
It felt really good.
We've lost before to somebody AFKing on the enemy team and then having 4 versus 5. Like, totally doable.
A key is to, like, ping the AI so they stick with you properly.
Uh-huh.
Because that you can do that is really cool. Like,
AI is pretty good, too. It's not so bad.
It's pretty good at keeping itself alive. Like,
yeah,
they'll just run back if they're gonna die.
But that's good.
Which is more than you can say for players sometimes.
I mean, I fall into that camp. I do that all the time.
I had another game before that with a guy. Right before that, I had a game with a guy AFKing, and he came back like really late in the game, and then was like Leroy Jenkinsing that shit. Like, come on, I'm back. We got this.
Amazing.
That one was harder because he was like a second tank.
Oh, okay.
Like, he had AFK'd through the draft and taken like Diablo when we already had a new Barak. It just made it tough. Like, all our team fights were just tough.
To be fair, a new Barak you can almost build to just be an assassin. Almost.
Yeah.
So,
like, it was still a close game. It was just we lost eventually.
Mm-hmm. I would rather lose 100 games with random people with the attitude of, like, yeah, we can do this, I'm back, than win a game with, like, well, this guy didn't fucking do anything to help with that attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Positive attitude makes the world a fucking difference.
It's just fun. It's just fun.
Play like you're playing a video game. Fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Try and do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, don't die all the time. But
dude, whatever. I would rather die 100 times doing something that looked cool to make it work out once than like win 1,000 games just playing safe. Otherwise, I'm not playing a video game. Like,
I just mean, like, you're dying all the time and you just start feeling sad.
Yeah. No,
like
it's
that
true.
kind of dying all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
I just feel bad.
People just need to chill.
Yeah.
Like Spart. Not in Heroes, just like in general, because that dude's been having a rough time or something, because he's been salty every day.
Mm.
He said it's because he's sucking at Counter-Strike lately. And he bought a $70 hat in TF2.
He did buy a $70 hat in TF2.
To be fair, it's a pretty nice hat.
He was going to cut back on his saltiness for 2 weeks.
No.
Apparently not.
No. It's a pretty nice hat, though.
It's pretty Canadian.
It is very Canadian.
It's all about the Canadian joke.
$70 for a Canadian joke seems like a bit too much.
It seems like a bit much.
Do you know how much maple syrup you can buy?
I guess you could sell it for $70 too, still, but
Yeah. Play to win mentality has consumed many. Yeah, I mean, and like I'm being honest here, I get the same way. If we're losing a lot, I would just like to win once or something and start getting like a little angry about it because winning is fun.
Winning is fun.
But like if you're playing with 4 people that you just like having like fucking around with and stuff, it shouldn't matter as much. Like it shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should still be having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that was like the first time where I was playing with people. I'm like, I need to not be playing with you right now, I guess. Because I asked them if they just wanted to play quick match, and they said no. That was where I was like, nah, okay. Then no.
I do get where they're coming from because I wish you could do draft and quick match.
Yeah.
I like the draft layout way
But
better.
I want like team drafting, like with Dota, where you draft your team and then everyone picks out their role. It annoys me a little bit that you have to you get stuck in playing a slot just because of where you're drafting, based on what other people are doing, particularly when you're playing with some random people.
Sure. I guess the biggest... Okay, this is what would fix quick match for me, like completely, 100%. If you would queue into a team first, and then you could pick your heroes. Because it's kind of annoying if you're just like with 3 people and you have like, okay, well, I'm going to do a specialist game. And like another person's like, okay, I'm going to do one too because I have the quest. And the other person's like, cool, I'll be a support. And then you queue into 2 more specialists or something. Like, I wish that you were all in a lobby first and then you could pick your heroes with randoms.
Apparently they did patch quick matching that it's tries harder to match you up against a team of the same makeup as yours. Apparently they patched that in recently.
They could save a lot of time trying to fuck around with algorithms that do that just by making a lobby.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they have like the looking for party stuff, but
that doesn't work very well because the other people have to be clicked on it too, and then they have to actually be searching. Like, I don't know. It's not there yet, and that's annoying because it is day one shit that should be there that even like Sins of a Dark Age has, League of Legends had, like every other MOBA has it. This is the only one that you kind of have to roll the dice with who you queue into. I don't like that. That's sloppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that, I guess. That being said, I kind of want to play a game now. A game of Heroes. Ranked, just to spite you. And start yelling at all of our teammates.
Great.
Yeah, you sound enthused about this idea. We should do Sins of a Dark Age again.
Yeah.
I would like to have at least another person or 2 to play it with us, though.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing at the moment, that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's the thing at the moment with Dota. Too. Like, finding another person.
It's kind of easy to find other people for League now, though.
Yeah.
And I don't know
That's
why.
League has been the thing.
It just happens. Yep. Because I don't know what the hell happened, but Cujo is going hard in that game again. And I don't know why, but it's great because basically any time I want, I can just tweet him and he will be on within 5 minutes ready.
It feels a little like Spart, though, because I feel like when I talk to him about it, he just says he hates League. But he's just really good at it. He's like, it's like, but I have this skill. It's like,
but he even admits, he's just like, well, I have a skill where I can click things really fast. And it's like, that's all. He even just says, like, that's the only skill you need for this game, is to, like, be able to click really fast wherever you want.
Yeah, I mean, like, Cujo is a great example. If someone's really good at a MOBA, totally the right attitude. It's like, I love playing with that guy.
He does not get salty, either.
No.
And if he does, he hides it really well.
Yeah.
But I think it's also one of those things that when you get to a certain level of proficiency, it's like, it's just silly. I think that's where Smart is too, honestly, with like TF2. He says like, yeah, I hate it and stuff, but I've seen that guy play. He's actually really good at it. And that's not a skill I would ever want, and I think he is a fool for playing as much as he has. Doesn't he have like 1,000 something hours in it?
I think he's at 800.
Yeah, like he's like just shy of 1,000 hours in that game. He is a crazy person, but like it's one of those things that when we played it, like I've played it with him before, and he was having a good time just like fucking around and stuff. And I think it's I think it's kind of like that little guy syndrome, or like that not syndrome, but like what the hell is that called now? When you have like a complex or something.
Inferiority complex?
Yeah, like an inferiority complex or something, where it's just like you're not at the proficiency right now to like be happy with how good you are, so you have to blame everything on other people.
Yeah.
Whereas like in League, he's obviously at that proficiency where he knows how good he is, and now he's just like having fun with people that aren't as good, basically. Just having a good time. And that's, yeah, he's really fun to play with, for sure. And then random people just come in the team speak randomly. That's okay. You weren't around for this, but yesterday we were in the Arma 3 channel, and I was playing The Witcher. Ben was playing whatever Ben plays, like pedophilia or something, and Steven was there just hanging out as well. And we were just chatting. These random like 10-year-olds or something, these squeakers, just were playing in the WildStar lobby by themselves for a bit, but I thought nothing of it. I was like, okay, they're leaving us alone, like they can use it or whatever. They come down and they're just like, hey, I just like bought Arma 3, could you guys give me like tips, or do you want to play or something? And we're just like, fuck off, so I banned them instantly. And I was thinking like how funny it would be if that kid actually just was like, oh shit, there's like 4 people in the Arma channel, and I've been wanting this game, so I could finally buy it and play with people. And it's still like a full price game, and the minute he like tries to talk about it with us, we just ban him right away. That I don't like random people.
Yeah,
like,
fair enough.
At least say who you are, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
also,
Steven was giving him shit.
Also, because we've just been getting a bunch of trolls rolling through the TeamSpeak.
Yeah, like that guy that just started playing guitar for that.
No, I did see that one.
Okay, we were playing Heroes and some guy just joined and he's like, strums a guitar. He's like, well, or whatever, and I kicked him right away.
The most ridiculous was the one. Like someone joined the channel and just started screaming, "I am not a rapist. I didn't rape her."
Or that dude that was trying so hard to be like a stoner or something. I don't know what the hell.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Just because we left that guy in there for a while. It's like,
the other one I found weird
is this gonna turn bad, or you're just gonna go away?
Did Spart or Ben tell you about the random like 13-year-old girls from California that were talking to them?
No.
Or something? I wasn't there for it, but they were just saying that like they just showed up randomly and were talking about like blood or something. Like, that's basically why like the people that I know I've given all admin powers to.
Yeah.
That are there different times of day, because I don't know if we're like on a directory or something, but there have been an influx of just weird random trolls coming in.
Yeah.
Some of them are funny and they can stay. Some of them need to fuck off forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that does it.
That does it for me for video games.
That kind of does it for me. I feel like I did something else. I've been playing Axiom Verge a lot. I don't have a whole lot to say about that. It's Metroid, if you like Metroid games.
I don't know if I like Metroid games.
Then you probably won't like this one, or at least you won't know if you like this one.
Okay. I played a demo of it like at a Target.
Did you like it?
Whatever. Not really.
Yeah, because it's a
Metroid.
Metroid
To kill stuff for whatever gun I had. Like I was just standing there, jump shoot, jump shoot. until stuff like those big heart things. It was like the very beginning of the game.
Okay. You do get power-ups to your guns later.
Yeah.
But the enemies also get a bit stronger, so you're still jump shooting.
Yeah. I liked Ori because it was Metroid stuff, but more focused on platforming.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Quickly. Whereas just slowly jumping and shooting in place is less interesting to me.
Hey, I'm with you.
What?
I completely agree with you. I found Ori to be way better for what I wanted in Metroidvania. So if that's what you liked, you won't get much out of this.
All right.
I've also been playing The Witcher 3.
How is that?
That is a great game.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you know anything about The Witcher?
I know many things about The Witcher, but I've never played them. I've just heard people talk about them a lot.
What have people said? I don't know a lot of people that have played the games. That's why I'm actually curious.
Like darker storytelling stuff. The thing with The Witcher 2 where it has a branch at the beginning that totally changes the story. The mechanic stuff from the first game was like the weird spell stuff. Weird, like just interesting mechanical stuff.
Yeah. And basically you're a dude that kills monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, like you're like a mercenary character.
Yes. You're like a monster. You're like a Ghostbuster, essentially, for like medieval monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So, if that interests you, I mean, it's pretty great. I killed a griffin the other day. That was cool.
Nice. So, like, my thing with like open world games is I need a hook.
Yeah.
I'm not always sure what's gonna hook me.
Yeah.
But I do need something to direct me forward, whether it's like character stuff or something mechanical that I like. It's usually like character dynamic stuff if the story matters, but because plot doesn't really do it for me. It's usually more characters, like character interactions specifically, with story stuff that matters to me.
Give me an example of what you're talking about.
Oh, that's why I like the BioWare games, because it's about like Mass Effect 2 with building up your like social link character stuff, like,
which is why you like Facebook. You like the social network.
But I don't like Facebook.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think if you would get anything out of this. There's a lot of lore, first of all, a lot of stuff. It's kind of cool geeking out about, like, dumb shit. Like, when, for example, with this griffin, he's, like, kind of tracking it or whatever. So he goes to the griffin's nest to see why it might have abandoned its nest and found out that, like, its mating partner or whatever was brutally murdered by the village people. And by that, he can, like, he looks at the dead body and is able to tell, like, how old roughly it is by looking at the beak. So it's, like, very interesting and, like, a fantastical way with these creatures that I grew up loving. So there's that aspect. But when it comes to the story stuff, it's kind of a generic, just like medieval story. Like you're saving a kid or whatever from something that's trying to get them. You have to get to there first to make sure she's okay. Like, I don't know. It's the plots. That's why plots have never really been a huge thing for me. Which is why it's kind of strange when I get super into something like Life is Strange, which is nothing but plot, but there's always an exception to the rule, I suppose. What I like about The Witcher is that mechanically it feels really, really good. It's fun fighting these things I liked reading about in school, like these fake creatures, the cryptozoic stuff. And, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things for me.
Yeah.
It also looks beautiful, and I got super, super angry yesterday when I overheard somebody saying that they wanted the Xbox One version just because they had a shitty gaming laptop that was from like 5 years ago, so of course they can't run it because they're running on a piece of shit. Like,
yeah.
But that... And then, as I said, like somebody said, did you go up and punch them? And I just said, no, I just tweet about it passive-aggressively for vindication. I'm self-aware.
Revenge.
I'm self-aware about what I do, and I'm okay with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, The Witcher
You gotta,
3 is fine.
like, it's annoying, but like you're actually gonna punch someone because they said a stupid thing about video games. Like, no, all you can do is complain.
Snurdiper's is right. Geralt is totally like a raging tryhard. Like he tries so hard to just like be a badass, and like you could tell the voice actors is just like doing his like manliest gruff voice to try to be the badass or whatever, and that's really kind of off-putting with the character, but I don't really care because he's essentially just your avatar into the world anyways when you're playing the video game. It's not like I'm reading the book or anything.
Apparently, there's a movie
Is there?
based on the book from like the early 2000s. I heard about that on I think it was on the Beastcast first episode.
I've been meaning. I can't listen to it because they have Mad Max spoilers apparently.
Oh yeah, I
So
think they did talk about it.
I'm actually excited. That's
Yeah.
another reason why I want to watch the movie is so I can listen
Yeah.
to that finally. So that'll be a thing
Yeah.
I'll be able to just chat with you about off air, obviously, because who
Yeah.
would want to listen to us talking about people talking? But yeah, no, I don't know, man. Geralt's a weird character. I don't particularly like him, and it makes me want like the shepherd character again, either female or male, because they just are like talking avatars for whatever you want, and that's great. And they try to input all these weird like characteristics that I don't care about into Geralt as a Witcher, but whatever. Like it would be cool if he was just kind of like a Link sort of thing, where he was almost silent and you just kind of chose the stuff and he didn't say anything. That's just what happened. But whatever. I know that's how the games have been forever. And like he's an actual character and stuff. I just don't particularly like him.
Yeah, I should play that Dragon Age DLC for Inquisition at some point.
I still have to finish Inquisition.
I should do that.
Those games are good. Did you ever play Origins?
Origins had I had the thing where after coming to it from playing Mass Effect that my character wasn't voiced bothered me. It just did. I just had that problem, and then I heard, and then so I thought maybe 2 would be the one, but people said like weird mechanical design stuff in that game was kind of a pain.
It wasn't
didn't
really
try
the
that.
mechanical design. It was like, okay,
Or like the way and you fought like that you would be going through the same areas fighting enemies over and over again, sort of. I guess. I think that was the thing. I don't even remember.
imagine World of Warcraft,
Yeah.
and you have a mission to go to a cave.
Yeah.
And that cave is the same as the cave that you leveled up in. There's a lot of reused assets, and it feels kind of small compared to the other game because it's all contained into like one little area. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems with that. The characters are less memorable for me for some reason because I didn't give a shit about any of them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I really liked Inquisition.
Inquisition is
That was
really
the-
good.
It felt like the Dragon Age game, like that they'd gotten Dragon Age where I wanted it at least to be able to like enter it.
I like Origins still a lot.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's because that was a time in my life when I was like unemployed for a while, and I would just play that game for 8 hours until 4 a.m, eat some like peanut butter on toast, and then play more until I fell asleep at the couch. Like it was a bad time, but that game was it was one of those things that like I had so much time that I could just get like involved in something so deep, and I did.
Yeah.
And I was in, like it
Yeah.
hooked me at some point, but it did take like 10 hours to get hooked in that deep even.
Yeah. Like my only real complaint with Inquisition was my biggest complaint was probably that playing it wasn't as tightly designed as World of Warcraft is now.
Yeah. I really wish I could. I was thinking about back on this because on the subreddit for World of Warcraft today, somebody was posting about how like this is their first character ever. They like are on a 4-day free trial, so they decided to try this game out. They met up with somebody in Darkshore, so like they were a night elf or whatever. don't know anything about this game, and this guy's like, "Come, I'll show you the World of Warcraft." Basically, like hop on the mount. So he takes her like across Kalimdor down to Tanaris, then like hops on the boat to go across the sea, all that sort of stuff. Like shows a bunch of these places, and then like had to log off and leaves her in like Darkshore, I think, or not Darkshore. What the fuck is it? Darkshire? That's a place, right?
I think that's a place. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds like a place. It's like the Shire, but it's dark.
Right.
Darkshire is a place. Yes.
Darkshire. It's south of Elwyn, right?
Maybe.
It doesn't matter. Anyways.
Doesn't matter.
So, like, just leaves her there, and they're saying, they were just typing about, like, how they had no idea the world with this was this huge and how cool it was, like, basically spending an hour just, like, running across it, and there's all these different parts and, like, creatures everywhere and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I could get that moment back. Like, leveling up out of your main area, going out into the world and realizing that, like, this is really fucking big. Taking a griffin ride that takes 50 minutes to get to where you need to go next or something. That was such a good time. And I wish I could experience the first time in that game again, but I can't. There's too many characters I have that are way too above those beginning levels now, and I don't know. It's I strongly suggest if there's people out there that haven't played that game from the very beginning or seen things of it, take like a few days, like a weekend or whatever, use your free trial if you have it or whatever, install it and just like explore. Just walk around and see this giant thing that Blizzard has made and realize how insignificant your fucking life is. It is literally nothing. Your life is worth nothing because Blizzard was able to make a world bigger than ours in a video game.
And it's like no loading screen stuff for huge amounts of area was fucking mind blowing at the time.
It is
mind blowing. Because I played EverQuest. EverQuest is technically there's like more stuff in EverQuest. There's more areas, but they're all like blocked off into loading screens.
Yes.
Like every little area you have to load. Like going from that to this giant area with no loading screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. An entire continent with no loading screens other than instances. It was fucking mind blowing.
It still is.
Mind blowing.
It still is.
It's still crazy because no one else can do it.
Well, I mean, it's still
fucking single player games can't even do it.
It's still crazy because like we don't see it anymore because once you get a flying mount and stuff, everything feels really quick. But like go onto a normal mount and run across a continent. Like, it's still amazing what they've done with that thing. I mean, it's disgusting.
Go on foot and run across. It's fucking a long.
Well, you'll die a lot if you do that.
Yeah.
You will still die if you go onto a normal mount, actually. A lot.
Yeah.
There's some really fucked up creatures in some places in that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a cool game.
Meowth is just like, my life already feels meaningless. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, you should finish Inquisition if you didn't do that.
I do want to. I just kind of like even when that came out.
Other games come out. Yeah.
Even that when that came out and I was into it, I was still keeping it at an arm's length because like I had spent so much time in Origins. I couldn't.
Fair enough.
I was still kind of burnt out even on that style of game. So I do revisit it every now and then. It's still installed on my hard drive, but I'm not burning through it. And
fair enough.
I like it that way.
That's fun. I get it.
Also, I've been playing Elite Dangerous. That game is that's pretty great. There's some pretty great stuff in it. I'm a courier, basically. Just flying from system to system, delivering dumb little packages like wine or a message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the game me and my friends used to play.
EVE Online?
Privateer 2.
Okay.
Which was like, we had a lot of stuff of like you go to a world, you buy like a cargo ship that would like carry your cargo, and you'd like transfer it to another place because the prices were different to make money and stuff.
Hmm.
There was also a story in that game and like weird cutscenes, and what's his face was in it.
I'll tell you what the best thing about Elite Dangerous is. That game has no like in-game music really at all.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So what people have done, because you're in a ship, right?
Yeah.
They've created a radio station that you can listen to in your browser while like flying your ship and stuff. And It
Nice.
has fake commercials and everything.
It's great.
It's really great.
But does it have Clive Owen in it? Because Privateer 2 had Clive Owen in it.
I don't think it does. It actually seems to have like the same 5 people doing all of the like advertisement spots, because of course, why, like, you wouldn't hire out for just a fan project. But it's recognized by the devs, and like they like the idea and stuff, so they push it. You can download a thing if you don't want to run in your browser. The biggest problem I have with it is that it plays copywritten music, so it mutes my VODs. Like, I was playing with Spart the other night while listening to it and enjoying my time, and then the main theme from episode 1, The Phantom Menace, starts playing, and I'm just like, oh, this is fucking muted. There we go.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah, it is. That game's fun, though. The vastness of space.
Is it
huge.
Is it fun with other people? Like, is there interaction when, like, is there a point to playing it with other people other than just chatting?
In, like, a group?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do, like, mercenary missions together and, like, work together to take out a ship or something, or you could just do, like, a convoy hauling some freight around or whatever. But, it's kind of just been my relaxing listening to a podcast game, because there's nothing
Seems like
else.
a podcast game.
It's so good for that.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. Space is really big. I don't know if you knew, but it takes a long time to jump around.
It's generally bigger than even video games depict it as, even when they depict it as being really big.
Mm-hmm.
It's really big and really empty.
Cool. You stare into the darkness, it stares back.
But I mean, if it doesn't have John Hurt in it, why am I bothering? Because Privateer 2 had John Hurt in it.
You like comparing new stuff to old stuff that nobody gives a shit about. Fucking Hank. Or should I call you Nathan?
Oh no!
No, what have I become? Before we like close up or whatever, you have this G-Man versus the Red X. What the fuck is that? What the fuck?
So
it's a cool looking cover.
It's this tiny, like,
Ooh.
weird book. Every page has like a picture on one side and way too little text on the other side to be considered a fucking book.
So you read it all then?
I haven't finished it. I have like
Okay.
this much left. I was reading it out loud to my mom because it's hilarious. Because I bought it just because it looked amazing.
Yeah.
But then it turned out to be about gangsters in New Jersey growing marijuana and poisoning people. It's hilarious.
Okay. And you living in New Jersey can relate.
It added a certain amount of appeal. It's also hilarious, like it like constantly cuts off words in the middle at the end of pages because it has so little space. But then it's also super overwritten.
What do you mean?
Like just sentences that it's like saying the same thing over and over again in different ways.
Find a good funny passage. Make me laugh.
Fuck. I'm on the spot now.
Oh, you actually had like a passage
I
ready?
gotta find the fucking criminals. The criminals were the best.
Okay. So is it like Dick Tracy?
In a dim and dingy back room of a cafe in Newark, 3 men drank rye and soda and plotted a few more murders which they had in mind. Also, there's characters like Squint Eye Spinson,
Okay.
Happy Boy Binty,
Fucking Binty. God damn
Knife
it.
Nickerson.
Knife Nickerson. So dumb.
Also, there's a character they start saying Moida.
Oh my
They spell it
god.
out like Moida.
Oh.
It's hilarious.
Oh my fucking god.
And there's a
Well,
guy starts talking about how they really just need to give up this marijuana thing and just get into the Moida business. They
yeah,
need
you
to-
know. That lucrative business, Moida.
murder. So they need to really make the people aware about this pill they have that can kill anyone, because like it'll sell like hotcakes. Who wouldn't want a pill they could
It's the
just kill
stupidest
someone
fucking
with?
idea. It's a dumb idea.
It's really funny. It's a dumb book, but this book is from like 1936.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
really good condition considering it's like printed on newsprint and from 1936.
Wow. So the pages are really thin.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is 424 pages.
Cool.
Who is the mysterious Red X?
I guess you'll find out.
Kind of already know. Like,
Oh.
it's not actually a mystery book. Like, they take out chapters just to spend time with the criminals. It's not a mystery.
Is it Nickerson?
The Emperor is the head bad guy.
Of course he is.
Squint Eye Spinson.
The
All
big
those
cheese.
names, those are all the criminals. They all work at the Poison Garden,
The Poison Garden. God
the
damn.
farm where they grow marijuana and poison vegetables.
Yeah, I could see it. Sure.
This guy tracks them down by just going around and asking if people have been buying rubber gloves. Because clearly, if someone's been buying up all the rubber gloves, they've been handling poison.
Poisoning your clientele seems like the worst idea. It's a pretty bad idea. That Moida business isn't very good.
It seems like bad business.
Yeah.
It seems like you'd run out of customers pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, before we take off, Blowtorch asked, what is your opinion on the new Mad Max? I haven't seen it. Do you just want to reiterate, get me hyped? Best movie ever made? That sort of thing.
It's really good.
It's really good. That's an opinion I can respect. It's not hyperbolic, but it shows me that you like it. That's all I need. I don't need to hear that it's the best piece of cinema ever to grace the silver screen. Like, that's some dumb bullshit to say about anything, and just tells me that you've only seen 3 movies in your life.
It has the advantages of like being a really big budget modern movie where they also like built a shit ton of stuff. Like took 2 years just building the cars.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of physical stuff. This movie has a lot of advantages.
See,
compared
that's
to
all
other
stuff that
movies.
makes me actually excited to see it.
Yeah.
Specific things.
Mm-hmm.
Best movie ever made. Eat my fucking shit. So mad. I'm so mad because I'm going to be so mad if I don't like it. Like, because I know
think of all the people you can hate.
that's the problem
many?
is I want to like it. I would rather like a thing than have to hate people for ruining
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to try my hardest. Even though like everybody just switched in the cynical part of my brain. And it's at the point where it's like, now my only thought is there's no way this can be good. There's no way it can be good. And that is a terrible thing to think before you see a thing.
It's a silly action movie, but it's done well. It's done well.
Blowtorch is saying mediocre.
That's a line from the movie.
Okay. Oh,
He's not just calling the movie mediocre.
okay. So what you're saying is I should ban him for spoilers.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I have no idea what it's in reference to, so.
Yeah.
The worst part about doing a weekly podcast is that if I see it tomorrow, you won't hear about my opinions on it for 6 days.
I mean, you could talk about it a little bit on Top Down, I guess.
Yeah, but then I have to talk on Top Down. Who wants to do that? John's away again, so I'm going to have to talk on Top Down. Mm-hmm. I should probably get on playing more games so I have something to, talk about on that thing. Even though
Witcher 3, Elite Dangerous, and
no, I have to play more of them so I get more thoughts on it. But
things to say. Yeah,
exactly. But
stupid Life is Strange being a good video game, you just can't fucking talk about out of context. A spoiler cast, really?
Yeah, no, exactly. I just know though that
no.
Every time what have you been playing? I know half of TDP tunes out because it's not Nintendo. Sorry, I'm not sucking Nintendo's fucking dick here. But there's other shit out there, and Smash Brothers sucks ass. Deal with it. Okay. I said it.
It's okay.
Don't you pull that Robin Williams and Good Will Hunting bullshit on me. Trying to get inside my head. It's not your fault. No, you, Hank. Don't you do this to me. Anyways, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.